All right, here we go. This is going to be a look at Walter Edward Babst from the Riverside, California sting as I continue my sellout streak of doing these more mainstream Predators here with Babst. This is probably one of the more requested ones, I guess, but yeah, I've actually had Babst on the list for a while. It's just, my biggest dilemma in doing Walter Babst, honestly, has been trying to figure out which segment to use of his. Between the uncut and his episode, his segment from the episode, and then, of course, the raw segment. It's always been my biggest dilemma. I've never known which one to use for these. And now, I guess because process of elimination got rid of the uncuts, I can't do the uncuts anymore. But between this and the regular segment, I think this one just is edited and put together a little bit better. The version from the episode, it's like they didn't show the whole thing. They were still working out the kinks, and so they didn't really have the editing down. So they showed like half of his segment in the beginning of the episode, and then later on they finished it off. It was kind of annoying, and so it's a little bit discombobulated, and so it's not. I don't know. My decision. I'm sticking to it here with the damn bra segment. That's what I'm trying to say here. And but it's not like I have the other one saved, so I can always reference it if I needed to in this video, right? But yeah, Walter Babst finally doing this motherfucker. This is a good one. He's one of the. I don't know. Is he on the Mount Rushmore, quote unquote Mount Rushmore of Predators, where he's one of the more memorable ones in all of TCAPdom? He could be, depending on how you look at it. I mean, he was probably one of the more significant ones, at least back in the early days of TCAP, to kind of drive their point home. But I don't know. He's certainly not on my personal Mount Rushmore of Predators, but. Still a good segment, still a good watch all around, and he's definitely a memorable character, of course. He says he's got some lines, as we'll see here, but yeah, let's just fucking get into it. Let's go.
Babst.
I love the arrest moonwalk that he does when he runs out of the house. I mean, this is kind of jumping ahead a little bit here, but I love it. He turns around and puts his hands behind his back and moonwalks into the officers. It's pretty funny. Oh man. Let's go back though, and let's get the full view.
Walter Babst did not stick out of a crowd. He was the kind of guy you'd see standing in line at the dry cleaners of the grocery store.
I need you to just arrest me.
I love how Chris Hansen still uses like that same thing. All these years later, he still uses that same like kind of line. They don't stand out of a crowd. They don't have the word predator tattooed on their forehead. He just has to. He continues like over 15 years later, he's still saying the same line to describe these guys. But wouldn't that be something though? If these guys did have the word predator tattooed on their forehead, that would be that would be pretty effective, I think. But obviously that's not gonna happen. But that would be pretty funny if it was.
Take me to jail and execute.
I need to talk to you first.
Bum bum. I love the dramatic music in the Raw segment as well.
Walter Babst did not stick out of a crowd.
I was watching it for like 10 minutes.
I love this from Dell. Jesus Christ, she's like really into her character here for whatever reason. I know she like skidoo into the house here. Like, look at this.
I was watching it for
like a little pep in her step there. Like, she's so like giddy and jumping into it, man. Really into the character here. But I mean, obviously the reason why she's doing that is because she needs to beat the guy into that. She needs to get into the house before the guy can turn the corner here and look at her and say, "Wait a second, you're not the person I was talking to." And of course, we all know Walter Babst. They show it in the episode that the decoy that he thought he was talking to. It's like a redheaded girl with a Santa Claus hat on, right? And obviously Dell doesn't look anything like that, right? So I mean, it's just you gotta beat him into the house, and it's a kind of a weird situation here. They're waving him in, And then they just fucking book it into the house. Like, it's not suspicious in any way to these predators, man. I don't know. They just got their fucking blinders on, of course. But, you know, they see, like, a silhouette in the driveway, right? Waving them in. Hang on, go back here. Like, at the gate. They see, like, a little silhouette. And then then they start just running away into the house, man. It's incredible, you know. How, like, obvious it looks. Looking back on it, like, how obvious it is that this is, like, something's not right here. Because, obviously, we have all the context. But these guys, man, no one really, I mean, not no one, but, I mean, there were some who kind of realized that, like, what the hell is happening here? But, you know, that something fishy was going on. But, most of them don't. And that's just, they have their fucking blinders on, man. That's it. Their dicks are only focused on one thing and one thing only at this point. And, you know, they just miss something obvious like this. But I love the little skips that she does right there.
He's the kind of guy you'd see standing in line at the dry cleaners of the grocery store.
Because he's just shoving shit into his pants as well as pocket.
But here we are on a Saturday morning.
And then they get to the door. Right, and then this just kind of follows up with that last point. They come up to the door here, and they fucking stick their head in and look both ways, like, "Huh, where did she go? Where did she go?" It's almost like this is a setup of some kind. You know, even if it wasn't like a sting operation here, like you walk in, you peer your head into the house, and you look around. And you don't know where the hell this person is that you're supposed to meet, right? You're like thinking, oh man, I might get fucking jumped. This might be an ambush, you know? Like back in Nam, you know, about, you know, getting jumped or something. Like Dan Allen, you know, thought was going to happen to him, you know? But, yeah, it's pretty bizarre to me. They just walk in here and just think nothing of it, man. Or at least some of them don't think anything of it. So some, like, Babst here's a little bit suspicious, I think, right here. Like, look at him peer in.
But here we are on a Saturday morning.
But then he just walks in anyway. Bong, bong.
This guy.
And boom, that's it. You're fried now, Babst.
Is a teacher.
Okay.
And why has he got his hand? I never noticed this really before. He's got his hand still in his pocket here. I figured he was just putting his keys away, something like that. But he's still got his hands in his pocket, like he's grabbing onto his dick or something. Maybe trying to, I don't know, either start getting himself hard or trying to, you know, reel that in a little bit. I don't know. I don't know what he's trying, what he's doing here. But it's just got his hand like deep in his pocket, man.
We know how old he is. We know he's married. We know
But then he took it out.
he has kids. Hey, how are you?
Oh, no. Ew.
Why don't you have a seat right over there, please? And right away.
I'm under arrest.
Oh, it's a great start, man. You know, you walk in, you shake this nice gentleman's hand, and you just go, "Am I under arrest?" It's great, man. Oh, it's like he knows. So he obviously knows that he did something wrong, right? But he's going to keep. During this segment, he's going to keep trying to defend himself, which is interesting. It's an interesting strategy. You know, your first line out of your mouth is, "Am I under arrest?" But then he's going to try to go, "Oh, no, I wasn't going to do anything, I swear." You know, I don't know. It's an interesting strategy, I guess. But it obviously doesn't work out for Mr. Babst right here.
Go ahead, have a seat.
I knew it. Go ahead and bust.
You knew what? No, just sit tight. And what are you doing here?
Getting my ass kicked.
Getting your ass kicked.
I love that. You know, it's certainly Babst again, just knowing what he's doing is wrong, all that shit. But I just love the way Chris Hansen repeats it. Getting your ass kicked. No, that's not it. Getting your ass kicked. I just love the way that Hansen repeats it.
And what are you doing here?
Getting my ass kicked.
Getting my ass kicked.
Getting your ass kicked.
It's just like that's a unique excuse right there. It's a unique not an excuse. It's a unique line right there. Getting your ass kicked. I love that, man. It's like he knows. I mean, he knows that his life is about to change forever. And just look at this motherfucker. Oh man, he's probably one of the. I mean, it's a low bar, of course, but one of the better looking Preds, I guess, right? But it's a very dated look at this point, man. I mean,
kicked.
he's got like the '90s. I don't know, hair, two up, spiky hair. It's just not good, and then the mustache. It doesn't do you any favors there, Bass. But again, it's a period. It's an area of the time. It's of the time period. And how old was he at this point? I don't know. I forget. I think it just said it, actually, right? It says it during the fucking intro here. It's 43. That's what I thought, right? But yeah, I mean, he's certainly, for his age and compared to the other specimens that we usually see on this show, right? He's certainly, I think, far advanced from excuse me, from the usual, the average predator, right? But he could do some things to help himself out.
Getting my ass kicked.
Getting your ass kicked.
And Hansen, combined with the way that Hansen says it and his little like raise of an eyebrow there.
Getting your ass kicked.
Getting your ass kicked.
Yeah. I knew it. I knew it was a setup.
Yet he's here.
No, I need you.
I always love it, man, when they go, "Oh, I knew it was a setup," as as they show up and with no hesitation poke their head in the door and walk in, right?
Just sit down, please.
I need you to just arrest me and take me to jail and execute.
I need to talk to you first.
And again, that's probably the more famous line from Babst right there. Just wants to skip all the formalities, which is admirable. I mean, he knows that he's fried, but he wants to skip all the formalities. Just arrest him, take him to jail, and just execute him, man. And that's too bad the legal system doesn't work like that. Instead you have to go through these speedy, or drawn out, expensive trials in some cases, like the Maurice Wolins of the world, guilty as fuck, but he's gonna fight it as much as he can. Like, go fuck yourself, Maurice. Go fuck yourself. But just wasting everyone's time. Like, everyone knows you're guilty, man. You're on fucking camera doing this as well. Oh no, I'm innocent. I swear I'm innocent. And it actually worked in some cases as well, which is fucking ridiculous. But thankfully it didn't work for Maurice Wolin. But I'm just saying, it did work in some cases. But it's whatever, I mean, I could fucking rant on that if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. But just like, it would just be nice, if you could pull the Jeff Stacy and say, "Can I just be shot?" It would be nice if you could just oblige to that demand or that request, right? But it's not. Unfortunately, it's not the way it works, man. Unfortunately, Babst, you're going to be arrested. You're going to be taken to jail, but your life is going to be spared, I guess. The one way that you could do it, man, is if you go out guns blazing here. You could just execute yourself. You could execute Chris Hansen. You do it that way. But no, I don't think he has it in him. But yeah. But of course, he wants to skip all the formalities of it. He just wants to get this over with. He doesn't want to sit here for the interview. He doesn't want to do this. He just wants to get on with it and onto the next stage of his life here, which is about to be changed forever. It's great.
You know what? I didn't bring anything. I didn't want to do anything. Whatever.
I love that too. He tries to defend himself and just goes, "I didn't bring anything. I didn't want to do anything." And then he pauses and just goes, "Whatever." I don't know if he's just like giving up. It's like a useless defense. He's trying to just say, "Oh, it doesn't matter. None of this is going to matter in the end. It doesn't matter if I didn't bring anything. If it doesn't matter if I didn't want to do anything. So just whatever, And again, it's just Babst. It's admitted defeat, right? Like 2 seconds ago, just admitted defeat. But now he's going to keep defending himself. I don't get it. I don't get your strategy here, Walter. If you're gonna come out, you can't half-ass it, man. You gotta go and you gotta do it. You gotta do it the way that you gotta pull out all the stops, man. If you're gonna deny it and you're gonna if you're gonna deny it all the way. Don't fucking half-assed it, I guess what I'm trying to say. And, I stumbled through that a little bit. But you get my fucking point here, all right? So let's just keep going.
You come here, though. Help me to understand.
Because I'm a sick son of a bitch.
Sick son of a bitch.
throwing his own mother under the bus there as well, that she raised, this motherfucker, he's throwing his own, oh man, I'm a son of a bitch, it's my mother, No, it's because it has nothing to do with your mother, Walter. It has everything to do with you being a fucking weirdo creep who's not programmed the correct way.
I've never done it before. I talk about it online all the time.
And then, so he again contradicts himself. Says I've never done it before. I talk about it online. So you have done it before, you dumb fuck. Oh god, I don't get it. He thinks that showing up is different than doing it online, which I guess technically it is, but it's still, if you're talking with minors on the internet, but you never went to meet them, it's not really better, Walter. It's only slightly better. Because you didn't actually put yourself in a position to rape them. But you were still talking about raping them. So, it doesn't make you look all that better. It's just like, I've never done it before. I talk about it online. I've never done anything with my wife. Ever.
Help me to
right
understand.
Here. Ever.
What, do you have a compulsion?
Oh, no. Maybe you don't see that part. Did they cut that part out of the Raw
addiction
segment?
To the internet?
Yeah. Okay. I've never done anything.
Oh, here it is.
With anybody except my wife. Ever.
So dramatic there. He's got, in a different life, Babst. If you weren't in this horrible situation, you could be a good character actor, perhaps, with your high drama performance right here. Geez, you're pulling out all the stops, trying to fake guilt and fake responsibility, fake, shame, all that shit. But then the drama here from Babst as he goes, ever. It reminds me... Reminds me of that guy from the movie The Sandlot, Squints, with the glasses, right? Kind of similar to this guy, although he doesn't have the same glasses, but kind of the same hair and stuff like that, and overall goofy appearance, right? But the way that in that flashback, when they tell the story about the Beast, when he goes forever, it's like the same thing as kind of the same thing as what Walter Babst does right here. Ever. I just like that. I like the high drama out of Babst. Who does the better ever, or at a TCAP here? You got Babst and you have Alan Cherney. What is his? Oh shit! I'm drawing a complete blank right now. What is his goddamn line? Never, ever. Is what he says. No. I kind of did the Muhammad Abdallah there. It's Cherney's is the never, ever. No, shit. You know what I'm saying. I can't do it for whatever reason right now. I'm getting the timing mixed up as to how he does it in his segment. I kind of did it with the Muhammad Abdallah timing there. I did something like this. Never, ever. That's Muhammad Abdallah. How does Alan Cherney do it? Never, ever. I don't know. I can't remember how his timing goes off the top of my head. I gotta watch his segment. It's been a while since I've watched the Cherney segment, so maybe I should go back and do that at some point. But yeah, who does it better? Essentially, is what I'm saying. The Cherney drama of the ever at the end, or Babst with the ever. I think Babst gets the nod, but that's just my opinion. Let's keep going.
Babst was very graphic in a conversation he thought he was having with a 12-year-old girl. They talk about oral sex, they talk about intercourse, they talk about all the things they were going to do together and how he would teach her. And he says, I just chat about it.
And that's good, because he's a teacher. That's what he does. That's part of his shtick. Whether it's sex education or science, biology, whatever the fuck. Well, it is biology. But, science. What was he? Was he a science teacher? History teacher? I can't fucking remember. I think it was a science teacher.
Just talk about it online. It's fantasy. But it ceased to be fantasy when he walked into our house.
Ew.
Now, who were you here to see?
And it's great, too. I kind of meant to say this before, but Hansen's wearing his all black right here, man. That's great. I love when Hansen wears the all black. It's really gives off the appearance of seriousness and but also utmost doom and terror for these fucking predators. as it's like you're going to a funeral here, and that you are going to a funeral in a sense, right? You're going to a funeral of these guys' lives, essentially, their lives as they knew it here. And Babst is just the best example of it because he wants to fucking die. He wants to be executed. And so Hansen's like the Undertaker, ooh, coming to bury you after you get the electric chair. After you get the execution that you desire, Hansen is gonna bury you. I love it. I love it though when he wears the all black. It's really, I think it's his best look in my opinion. It's the all black. It's just a foreboding of doom is really what it is, man. I love it. Let's keep going.
I don't even know. And you know what? I'm going to ask you something. Am I under arrest?
You're not right now, no. But I need to ask you some more questions.
Am I under arrest? He needs to know what's going on, man. He needs the answers. And it's funny because he probably thinks Hansen's like law enforcement here. But again, as I've said it before, if it's law enforcement, they're not gonna waste their time talking to you like this. They're just gonna fucking put you in custody and get you out as quickly as possible. They're not gonna waste time having an interview with you. Oh god, sorry, I'm burping quite a bit. Apologies. Let's just keep going.
Now,
I love this. What I also want to know, as I say, let's keep going, and then I pause it less than a half a second later. What's this paper that's in his pocket right here? Like, you think it's directions to the house? I don't know. He's got a pen as well. It's kind of a dorky kind of look there, but yeah, I've always wanted to know what was on this paper that's in his pocket. I'm assuming it's directions to the house, but who actually knows?
You were here. No. I want you to sit down, please.
I need to go.
And he's got it. He's antsy, he can't sit down, man. And I like to think it's definitely because he's nervous and he needs to know what the hell is going on. But I like to think that it's because the damn stool is just so uncomfortable and he can't bear to sit on it for that long. That's always just what I like to have imagined. It's definitely not the stool, but it's like funny to think of it. Oh, it is the stool, That's just me.
I want to talk to you a little bit more first. Please just sit down. Would you like some water?
No, I'm about to puke.
That's fucking ridiculous. If you're about to puke, wouldn't you want water? I don't know. I've never understood that. Dustin McFetridge does the same thing in his interrogation. No, I'll probably throw it up or something. I'd probably throw it up. I'm gonna have a panic attack. Fuck you, Dustin McFetridge. Fuck you too. But yeah, I never understood that. If you're feeling faint, you should probably drink water. Water is the answer to all questions here. I always go for a sip of my water right now. If ever I'm not feeling well, it's always just water. Just drink water. Water will solve all your problems, right? It's kind of my home remedy. Just always fucking drink water. No matter what's wrong with you, just drink water. It'll be good for you. But but if you're in a situation where you feel like you're gonna puke, wouldn't you want water? I don't know. You don't want that to build up. You don't want to start chugging water, perhaps. Like a whole gallon's worth. Don't drink a whole gallon's worth. You'll just get it into your stomach. It'll make you feel a bit worse. But drinking water is, a little sip or two of water would do the job, I would imagine. But I don't know. I'm not a fucking doctor. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm a goddamn expert on this. Let's just fucking keep going. For Christ's sake, we're already 23 minutes in. Let's just keep going, for God's sakes.
You were talking to a girl named Beth.
I don't know.
I think so. I don't know.
Okay.
Fucking scumbag. Can't even remember your date's name. I mean, come on, dude. That's pretty bad. Oh, I don't even know her name.
Profile said.
Her profile said I'm in trouble.
It's always great in these earlier stings when they have Dell or somebody walk in and hand them some more information. It's always great when they do that. It's like, and you can hear Babs kind of stutter a little bit when that happens. Her profile said I'm in trouble. As he kind of gets his bearings, trying to get his bearings about, oh shit, somebody else is walking in. Oh, this is like this is like a whole operation now. It's not just one guy interviewing me in a kitchen. Oh no, it's a whole operation. You're handing in pictures now. Oh no, it's like, oh, it's just getting worse and worse. But I always do love that when that happens. Really funny. Just throws them completely off guard every time. And I think Dan Allen is the most famous one where he goes, hello. Trying to acknowledge Della. She walks in, hello.
You're talking to a girl named Beth.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
Okay.
You know what? I don't know.
What did her profile say?
Her profile said I'm in trouble.
The profile said she was how old?
She said 12 or 13.
12 or 13. So you were coming here for a 12 or 13-year-old girl.
I'm totally screwed. I know that. But it's... Forget it.
It's kind of annoying that they cut that out, because in the uncut, he says, like, no, I don't know about that. I don't know about the age. And then he says, oh, my profile says I'm 39 or whatever he says, right? And it's like, Babst, you're lying about your age because you want to seem younger and not as big of a creep, right? The decoy would not lie. They would not lie about their age saying that they're 12 just for fun, No one wants to... No one wants to be a 12-year-old on the internet, right? I mean, that was like always the big joke, right? Oh, man, this is like on the Xbox Live lobbies back in the day, man. Oh, this kid sounds like he's 12. What are you doing, kid? Your balls haven't even dropped yet. Get the fuck out of here. That always used to be the insult, right? Or one of the insults. You never wanted to admit that you were 12 online, man. Like, you would just be the target of all ridicule, right? But, so, no one's going to willingly admit that they're 12 unless they're in a chat room, and, you're trying to lure a guy over to, for something like that. And Babst is just like, no, I mean, everybody lies about their ages, man. But, I lied about my age, so I just assumed that they were lying about theirs. Like, that's not how it works, Babst. When you see that somebody says that they're 12, you should not engage with that unless you're actively trying to look for 12-year-olds, which you were. So, ding, 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 ding. You got a winner there, but it ended up actually being a downer for you, a loser one for you. Ooh.
Well, how would you feel if some guy in his 40s walked into your house trying to hook up with your kids?
I'd feel pissed.
I love it. It's always a good question as well when Hansen asks them, "Oh, what would you think about if someone was doing this to one of your kids?" It's always a good question because no parent in their right mind, even if they are trying to get out of this with as much, with as least trouble as possible, are going to say, "Oh yeah, I'd be okay with that." Jeff Sokol said that in his interrogation, which is annoying, but he wasn't a parent at that point, so it doesn't qualify. But it's always. And then you know what? I lied. John Dupay said the same thing too. He said kind of, it depends. Like, if I'm a good person, I don't know. It's like, dude, what? Fuck off, man. Oh, I'm okay with a random 40-year-old hanging out with my 10-year-old son. I'm John Dupay. Steelers and the Ravens. Fuck you too, John Dupay.
I'm in education.
You're in education. A teacher.
Mm-hmm.
What grade do you teach?
High school.
High school. I love that. So defensive. High school. Like he's he knew that Hansen was going to ask him, like, oh, do you teach 12-year-old girls and 12-year-old boys and girls? No, high school. High school. I'm not interested in them. They're too old for me. High school. And it's just like he knew that the question was coming, so he has to be on the defensive. But, yeah, it's still not a good look either way. I mean, 12, when do you get... You're in high school in 13, right? Maybe? Depends on your birthday. But, yeah, I mean, trying to remember, how old would I have been? I was either in 8th or 9th grade when I was 13. So, I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, it's not like you say high school, it could be a freshman 9th grader who's, like, who is 13, and it's like, oh, it's right in my alley. You know, it's not like you're always going to be there with a an 18-year-old, you know, in senior English or whatever. You know, I don't know.
We see men from all walks of life, but when a teacher comes in, it's especially disturbing because obviously this guy has access to children. You got to wonder what's going on at school or after school.
And of course, you know, we get the cameo from the students in the episode version. He goes, "Oh, he has looked at our butts, or tried to look up our shirts, look down our shirts." Maybe we can pull that clip up at the end because it is good. It really is probably one of my favorite parts of this. But yeah, I mean, it's like kind of ridiculous. How is he looking? How do you know he's looking at your ass? You know, how do you know that? You know, it's not, you don't have eyes in the back of your head, right? I don't know. It's just them trying to hype it up, I think, you know, trying to be like, oh, well, this is my one shot at being on television. Might as well drag Mr. Babst's name down the mud. Just fucking make up shit. Who cares? Make him look worse than he actually is. Fuck him. He gave me a C- on my DBQ, social studies, science, on my lab, you know. On my science lab where we learned about density. You know, he gave me a C- on it. So fuck him, you know, fuck him. I don't know, again, because I don't know what he taught, so I don't know if it was science or history or what. So that's why I said DBQ, document-based question. I don't know how that just pulled up into my head all of a sudden. But yeah. I am curious to know what kind of teacher Mr. Babst was, you know. Was he well respected by his students? I don't know. Were they just like, oh man, we got Mr. Babst this year, that fucker. He's got this creepy mustache, man. He looks like a predator. And then they find him on decaf, which is great. But yeah, I know. I'm always curious about these teachers that show up on these in these things. You know, what kind of teachers were they? You know, I always like to picture Mr. Kendall, Stanley Kendall, as being, you know, people would just fuck with him nonstop, throwing like spitballs and erasers at him as he's trying to write down shit on the board. Y equals mx plus b with his hands shaking, trying to not jerk off, trying to not like get aroused in the classroom, you know, something like that. It's just a curiosity of mine, just a fantasy, you know. You talk about it online, you know. So let's just keep going.
Please, just sit down.
I won't go anywhere. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to go to jail.
But I need you just
That's right. That's right, Mr. Babst.
stay
You
by
are.
the bench there, please.
It doesn't want you wandering around, man. You gotta stay in the shot. You gotta stay in the frame, man. We got a television show that's going on here, man. We gotta do
At
it
the moment,
right.
my boxers and tank top I sleep in.
Don't please tell me I know this is.
Go back.
Bench there, please. What are you wearing at the moment? My boxers and tank top I sleep in.
Please don't read it. I know.
Please don't read it. Oh man, does not appreciate getting it read back to him. I always love that too. But yeah, I mean Babst, it just makes him more nervous. Like he stands still for like a split second there.
Just to
Like
stay
right
by
here.
the
He comes
bench
back
there,
here,
please.
right? And he's kind of still, like for the first time.
What are you wearing at the moment?
He's standing
My
still.
boxers and
And then as Hansen starts to read it, you can see his expression. Look at his expression in his face. We can see he's like he's like so uncomfortable
I sleep
as he
top.
starts pacing around again. Please don't. I know what it says.
And then you
And
say,
then back to pacing around the fucking room like a maniac.
is that appropriate in any way?
And then oh man, the ace up the sleeve here, the dick pic. Ooh.
Is that appropriate in any way? You know, that's against the law right there.
Is it?
That's
Always love it. Eyes widen. Is it?
somebody who you think is underage? Yes, it is.
Transmit it though.
No, I didn't transmit that to her.
No, I didn't transmit that to her. May I ask?
And I love that he rotates the picture upside down. It's like, is this are these my genitals? I can't tell. I never understood that. Why he does that? He fucking jerks the paper up and down, or the picture up, tilts it up around each side. I just trying to get the right angle, you know. I can't tell if this is me or not. And it's like, even if that was true, he says he didn't transmit that. What, he just has that picture on his profile? Anyone who clicks on his profile can see his fucking dick? Is that how it works? You know, I don't... Doesn't make sense, man. You wouldn't have sent that picture. You wouldn't have that picture just on your profile. Like, hey, man, here are my top 5 photos. Click number 3 for a surprise. I mean, unless you get your kicks that way, which, you know, whatever. You know, who am I to judge? But, I mean, you're chatting with 12-year-old girls. You obviously have that picture on there for a reason. Even if you didn't willingly, intentionally transmit it, right? It's just on your profile. When you're chatting with 13-year-olds, and I'm assuming in your fucking... Oh, shit, hang on. I just lost it. Where is it at? In your, right here. In your chat log. I'm sure he said something about, oh, I seen my pics. You guys like my pics? You know, something like that. But that's cool. I didn't read his pic. I was so bored at work today. I'm recording this on a Friday. I usually never record these on a outside of a Saturday, but I am recording this on a Friday night. Ooh. I should have read his chat log today, is what I'm trying to say. I had nothing else to do, so I should have read this. That's my bad. But, I don't understand. He's just like, hey, do you see my pic in the chat window? Do you think you like that in you? Like, oh, you had to have known that you were sending a dick pic, right? Oh, you think you would like that in you? Like, oh no, it wasn't a dick pic. I didn't know I sent her a dick pic. Oh, not my bad. You know, come on, dude. You got nothing. Nothing. You fucking idiot.
No, I didn't transmit that to her. May I ask?
Do you see my pic in the chat window? Yeah. Think you would like that in you?
Can't say anything. Can only just cross his arms and look to the side. Yeah, you're right. So what? You know.
How big is it? Well, you saw. Go get a can of Coke.
Go get a can of Coke. Again, I never understood that. All these years watching this fucking shit, I never understood that reference. Like, I mean, I get what he's going for. I get why he's saying it. But I don't get it. His penis is definitely not the same dimensions as a can of Coke. Definitely not. You know? I'm just saying, like, there's no fucking way, right? I mean, let's just be honest. You know, your dick is not the same proportions as a can of Coke. So don't give me any of that bullshit there, Babst. Maybe a mini Coke. That's just a bad joke. But yeah, I mean, look at this. Man, it is a very aesthetically pleasing bottle or can. I must say that. You know, it actually does look like it actually is very aesthetically pleasing. But yeah, I haven't had soda in a long time, so it's like, yeah. But I don't really get what my point was in saying that. But yeah, it's just something I wanted to point out. It is a very good looking bottle or can, whatever. But yeah, I never understood it. Because it's just like, I guess he's just like, this is funny right here. Jesus Christ, I haven't seen this before. It's the only reason they make mini cans is for their dudes to use in their dick pics. That's actually pretty funny. I haven't seen that before, but yeah, you know, I don't quite get it. And that Flanders, oh man, this is some random tweet. Hi, diddly ho, neighbor. Well, you've seen it. Go grab a can of Coke. That's actually pretty funny. Oh man, because he has the Ned Flanders predator, right? Although, you know, it's like stupid, sexy Walter. Stupid, sexy Babst. You know, I don't know my Simpsons lore all that well. I do like The Simpsons, but I don't watch it very often. But, yeah, Ned Flanders is a good character, for sure. At least, I don't know what they've done to him, you know, recently. I don't know. But my favorite ones were always my favorite Flanders episode is either Stupid, Sexy Flanders or the one where he explodes. You know, he's like, Homer, you are the worst human being I've ever met in my entire life. We've tried nothing, Doc. We're all out of ideas. It's a good episode. That was a good episode. Probably one of my favorite Simpsons episodes. But yeah, I haven't watched The Simpsons in a while either. But yeah, I mean, he is the Ned Flanders Predator for sure. That is a good, good comparison. God damn. Let's just try to get fucking through this, man. All right, let's just keep going.
In the chat window. Yeah. Think you would like that in you? How big is it? Well, you saw. Go get a can of Coke.
Ew.
Dang, will it hurt? A little, yes, at first.
Ah, very nice.
Now,
very gentlemanly of you, Walter. Yeah, it will hurt a little bit, but you know what? After that, it's too bad. If it hurts, it's too bad. Kind of a dick move there, Walter.
Conclusion am I supposed to draw here, John?
John, and again, he says John because he says his name is John Hunter, and which is ridiculous too, but a little bit better than Kevin Smith, I would say, from Chris Weaver. Better than Kevin Smith.
Can't stand it. I'm done. I'm fried.
I'm fried. I'm fried. He wants the chair, man. And it's a good question. Which method of execution would you prefer? The lethal injection, the electric chair, the firing squad, hanging. Which method of execution would you prefer? That's a good question. We already know Babst prefers the electric chair. What would everyone else prefer? I don't know. I think firing squad would be kind of a good way to go. It would be kind of a cool way to go out, as opposed to being electrocuted, which sounds horrible. Same thing with like a gas chamber. That sounds horrible. Like nothing but. And with firing squad, at least it's done quickly, right? You got like a split second in between the shot being fired, right, and the shots being fired, and the with the impact, right? I mean, even though the electric chair, I imagine, is pretty short, but I don't know. Gas chamber, that sounds like it's going to be minutes upon minutes of torture. And what was the other one I said? Lethal injection that's the pussy way to go out. And there's another one, hanging, beheading. I don't know. You can throw those into whatever. Those don't exist anymore. I don't know. Beheadings are a bit messy. They had to get they had to during the French Revolution, right? They had to refine the guillotine to get it better, right? To make it better, right? To make it more efficient. And hanging could go wrong as well. I think firing squad is probably the safest, easiest way to go out, in my opinion. But that's just me. Let's keep going.
Pretty much from the get-go, Babst seems to realize that 12 different things can result from his showing up, and none of them are good. One thing you got to know. But when I tell him that I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline,
don't do it to him.
And we're doing a story on
the sad look up on Babs. He's trying to hide his head, trying to hide his face. Oh, yeah, like they're only recording during this split second right here. You have time to cover yourself, Babs. You got it. You got it in the bag. They weren't recording this whole time or anything, right? But he's gonna be fucking furious once he finds out that they were recording the whole time. He is going to be absolutely furious.
If there's anything else you'd like to say, he knows.
And he tries to cover his head. Tries to put his shirt over his head. The Paul Clemente, the David Shoemaker method there. Don't show my face, Jerry Griffith. Don't show my face. And the Stephen Coates also tried to do the same thing. Yes, it's great. But yeah, I wonder, do these Predators ever watch? Have they ever watched their segment? Maybe for like discovery purposes in the case of their trials. Maybe they watched it to see what happened. But I don't imagine when the episode came out that they were running to the television to watch it. But like all these years later, are you telling me that these guys have never watched their segment once, just out of curiosity? Like, oh man, like I was in complete shock during it. I don't even remember what I said. Let me go look at it real quick. Did they do that? Like, are you telling me William Rowell, with nothing else to do in his life, hasn't watched this segment at least once, even though it was only like a 30-second segment. Jim Klein never watched this 30-second segment. Like, come on, they had to have, right? Like, how could you go all this time and not even get curious to watch it once? Like, it's the worst moment of your life, yes, but like, you know, you want to know what it's like. You know, you want to remember. Man, if only I said that one thing. You know, I could have looked so much better. And oh man, was I really wearing that hideous polo shirt? Oh god damn it, I should have wore something else going to this. You know, did I really say, you know, what I said? You know. Damn it, I should have said something else instead, you know? It would be pretty funny, you know, doing this type of video. Like, if Jim Klein did a commentary video of his segment, you know? That'd be pretty funny. That would be must-watch. Like, I would drop everything I was doing. No matter where I was at, I would drop everything and watch that. Come on, Jim Klein, make it happen, man. I don't know why I'm picking on Jim Klein out of all the Predators, but fuck it, I like Jim Klein. I like his segments. Funny.
Worse than getting arrested. He knows.
Oh, and there he goes.
He's starting to figure
Hansen.
out.
Hansen, you can't even close the door on your way out there, Babs. Hansen has to do it for you. Inconsiderate. What is this? What do you live in a barn? And here we go. We can see the moonwalk again.
And he's starting to figure out that this is not going to go over well at all at home.
And there he goes.
Report to hire an attorney. One will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish. Do you understand these rights? You have the right to speak with an attorney and have him present.
We got some interrogation footage here.
Report to hire an attorney. One will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish. Do you understand these rights? Yes. Having these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to me?
No. Okay. No.
Just days after
Can't say anything.
Babst was confronted and arrested, we find out he's back teaching.
Ooh.
At the high school.
There it is.
And somehow
made that school famous, man.
This slipped under the radar of authorities who didn't immediately.
And apparently, he just had his head down at his desk, not even teaching. Like, come on, man, you can't even give the appearance that everything is okay.
Ultimately,
they probably had to send like a whole note home and everything to everybody, every student at that school. They had to send a note home saying, "Well, I know you guys must have heard about a certain teacher who was arrested recently. He has been dismissed and suspended without pay indefinitely. And yeah, this does not represent, you know, the Bonita, whatever it said, the Bonita school, high school, middle school, whatever the fuck it is, high school. This does not represent the standards that we have at Bonita High School."
It was reported to the school and he was suspended, but he taught just days after his arrest. Like nothing was going on.
Oh man, that's funny. And there he is, Babst, 1 year in jail, 5 years probation, registered sex offender for life. His teaching credentials was revoked. I sure hope so. But yeah, that's Walter Babst. Finally got it done. Let's take a look. I just want to pull it up because I fucking teased it earlier. Let me pull up my TCAP shit folder. Go to clips. Scroll down to Walter Babst. You know, it's funny. I have all of them. I have Walter Babst Uncut, Raw, and the segment. You know, I have them all in a row here. It's beautiful. I got the Walter Babst immersion. The whole experience
this
here.
Decoy.
Let's go. Yes. Here's the decoy that he was talking to.
2005 has a picture in her profile.
Yeah, again, looks nothing like Dell. That's why Dell was in a hurry to get the fuck out. Yes, I do want to come over. Why? Would love to get you naked. This is you can see my dilemma. You get some good fucking lines in this shit that you don't get in the Raw. Yes, I do want to come over. Why?
Come over.
Why? Would love to get you naked.
For reals? I've never
done. I would get undressed. Well, I would get naked too.
Naked too.
And we would have sex. I love that. But yeah, you can see Babst just from a different angle, different color palette a little bit. And back at the high school, Bonita High School, home of the Bearcats. Go Bearcats. And yeah, you can see it's got all kind of cut up a little bit. But like, we'd get naked too, and we would have sex. And there he is, bam, bam, bam. And that's, yes, here we go. We got the kids.
Once he was bailed out,
he would just sit at his desk and put his head down.
Amazingly, he was in the classroom. The school hadn't yet heard about the teacher's arrest, so 2 days after he came looking for sex with a minor, Walter Edward Babst was back teaching at his high school. It was
you have to keep up
days after
appearances,
the teacher's arrest, once the cops and Babst's lawyer contacted the school, that Babst was suspended without pay.
And look at him, white supremacist too, doing the OK symbol. Ugh, white supremacy. You're a bad man, Walter Babst.
In a way, I'm kind of relieved that he's gone. I'm really happy that they actually caught him.
I wonder why they picked like these students out of all of them to pick, you know?
Students were surprised at the news of his
reaction is just sort of
Everyone's
shocked.
reaction is just kind of shocked.
Shocked.
But others hinted
You know,
that the
I wonder where these kids are nowadays, right?
had a history.
He has looked at my butt or looked down our shirt.
How do you know, Allie? Like I said before, how do you know that he was looking at your ass? You know, just trying to flatter yourself, I guess, a little bit there. You know, I might not have a date for prom, right? But you know what? Mr. Babst, remember that creep? Yeah, he was into me. He looked at my ass. Yeah. So go fuck you.
We heard that from other students as well.
Everyone's just piling on about him. Behind his back, he can't even defend himself to those allegations. Ooh, man, that's gotta hurt. And, yeah. But yeah, I wonder, like I said, I wonder where these kids are nowadays, you know? Like, they're well over 30 at this point, right? I mean, doing something with their lives. Maybe they're dead. Who knows, you know? But, I like this guy, this bro. Everyone's reaction is just sort of shocked.
Just kind of
shocked. But you know, he reminds me of somebody that I knew a little bit. Kind of a little bit. He had this, the kid that I knew had the same kind of messy hair situation and long head. So that's why he reminds me of him. But yeah, it's kind of all I wanted to say. It's the only reason I pulled this up. Was to see that Greg Cardos, Telecommunications, at the end there. Whoo-wee. Okay, that was a fucking long one. 51 minutes. I'm still not done because I do want to show you his registered sex offender picture. Bom, bom, bom. There it is. And it's always great. Babst has had a few of these since I've started following this TCAP shit. I remember he's had a few. And, you know, he's always got this very sad and serious look on his face, you know. And, you know, even though he has sort of recovered in his life, right? Like, he's got allegedly got a pretty good gig building airplanes or something like that, right? What time is it? Oh, God. Okay. You know, he's still very serious in his RSO photos. You know, some of these predators have a fucking smile on their face in their damn RSO pictures, which is bizarre as hell to me. But, yeah, not Babst. He understands the seriousness of his crime, even all these years later. You know, he understands what he did wrong. And he's now 60. Jesus Christ, man, that is crazy. Oh, man, yeah. But he's still, I think he looks pretty good for 60. He's soon to be 61, you know, in a few months, couple months, he'll be 61. Looks pretty good, all things considered. You know, he's the same age, or he's, you know, a year younger than my father, and I think he looks better than my father. So, yeah, Walter Babst. There we go. That'll do it, I think. I think that's it. Hope I did this one justice. 52 minutes of just rambling nonsense here. But I think we're used to it at this point, right? But, yeah, that's Walter Babst, this motherfucker. And, yeah, that's it. Hope you guys did enjoy. And until next time, see you guys later.